everybody. This is your host, Huge Pop, from the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast. Our guest tonight on the Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast is a notable character from the 1980s television show Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. She was portrayed by Tracy Meltzer and become one of the iconic characters on the show. Our guest was known as the energetic personality, colorful outfits, and memorable wrestling performance. The show Glow gained popularity for its blend of wrestling, entertainment, and comedic drama, highlighting the lives of female wrestlers. Our guest was known as the original Glow wrestler. Along with the wrestling, she is involved in other productions like working on stage production of Matilda the Hun, Queen Kong Tribute, which was coming out in July 26, 27, and 28. And she's working on a special Space Invaders, if I got that right.
Space Invader.
Welcome to the Huge Pop Wrestling Drop Zone. Roxy Astor, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I have never, ever been called noble. I've been called annoying, over the top, but I've never been called noble. So I feel like I want to say thank you, sir.
Absolutely, you know. And thank you again, but seriously, thank you for coming on the show, sharing your stories. I hope that there are a lot of people that came aboard the Facebook post and they were going to come on. So hopefully they come on.
Good.
So let's get started.
Yeah.
Did I hear it right? You never, ever, ever had the plan to become a professional wrestler. That was not in your plan.
And you know what's funny is the story of my life getting into Glow is that no, that just is something that happened. A lot of, you know what, it's like nowadays a lot of people really plan and they just did it. It was just one of those things. I saw, I did it, it happened, and it was great. Times have changed. I think Glow was kind of its own little circle, and remember, we were the first all-female wrestling TV female show on TV right after WWF.
Yes.
So that's what made us stand out. And yeah, never did I think I was going to be a Glow girl or a wrestler.
So since you've been a Glow girl and a wrestler, do you have a different outlook on wrestling now than you used to, or?
You know what? What I really love to do is I love to go to the indie shows because there is so much talent out there. That I remember I attended the Ultimate Women of Wrestling, and there was a girl that was wrestling two guys, and for some reason she ended up kicking their butts, which was very cool. But there's so much talent out there that I'm like, if they would have been there back in Glow time, I don't think I would have been a Glow girl.
Right.
They're incredible. I mean, the things they do is just, you know, you have the WoW show that is like, you know, it's Glow, it's Dave McClain, but incredible wrestling now. Love to watch it.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Now if I understand, is Glow or WoW, is that like a stepping stone for women to get a chance to at WWE, AEW, or is that just WoW? Is that just their own thing, and they don't care about that?
Well, okay, WoW is Jeannie Buss. She is, you know, the partner with David McClain, who actually founded Glow along with Matt Simber. Okay. So that if you watch WoW, you will basically see a more of a modern version of Glow.
Okay.
Which is, you're not going to see that anywhere else, and it's an all-female wrestling show, and it's got a, you know, I think it's on CBS, so yeah. That, you know, that's different too. But it's David McClain, and he loves to get. I love his voice. He loves to get on the mic and do his thing. Which, you know what? It's the same voice you hear back in Glow. Okay. So I think a lot of people like that. I know a lot of the Glow fans, they love to watch WoW. But it's totally different. And I think just even being out there, even as an indie wrestler or a WoW wrestler, you know, you have people maybe from WWE that could see you. But you know what? Either way, you got to get out there.
100%.
I don't know how it works anymore, though. I feel like things have really changed.
Yeah, true. So I just feel like Glow paved the way for like the Lolitas, the Trish Stratuses, the all those young girls. Glow was around. I love watching Fabulous Moolah. I mean, she was just amazing to me. Wendy Richter back in the days with Piper and Mr. T and stuff like that. So you guys have something to be proud of because you guys paved the way for what's going on now. And I mean, we had WrestleMania 35 a few years ago with Becky Lynch and Belair and all these women now that are just amazing. So my hats off to you guys, you ladies, for paving that way and creating such a love for women's wrestling. And I will say this: I am more of a fan now and back with the Glows and now than I was with this um the mud bath wrestling or the that stuff to me was degrading. But when you guys put on the show like they do now and back in Glow,
Yeah.
you guys set the bar for what women's wrestling should be.
Okay, I have to say though, okay, with the mud bath, Queenie Matilda Hunt, she was a mud wrestler. She was like,
What a good segue.
call it a mud bath. Oh no, she was like the pioneer of mud wrestling. She was great. She did so much. Um, Now for setting the bar, it's weird because I actually met Wendy Richter, and I have to say I'm not too in awe of people. I could see a lot of people in front of me and go, oh yeah, hi, yeah, I'm Roxy Astor from Glow. But when I saw Wendy Richter, it's like, hi Wendy, I'm a fan. I'm like, okay, I fanned out.
Yeah.
Because she incredible Moolah, and I was just watching a match with who was the other one? She's like 80 years old, and I'm like, they were incredible though. So I think Glow got away with a lot of crap though. They really did. Probably worse off than the mud wrestling.
Right. Probably did. So Matilda the Hun, you talked about that. You mentioned that. So can you talk to us fans about what we should expect? What's all gone into that?
Look at that! Look at that!
Brought it. She brought her drum.
That's my drum. I call her Queenie though. She goes by Queenie Matilda the Hun. Okay, sorry, got caught up in my drum.
That's all right. So, what should fans expect if they participate in this live event, or can they see it if they don't have a chance to go to the where it's being produced? How do people see it? What should we expect?
Okay, now this, and that's a funny thing because I have done a lot of Afterglow events. I have put on 4 cruises. I did something called the Afterglow Fan Party after I raised $5,000 in the Kickstarter, and that's how I actually met Matilda. We did a play where I had 5 of the original Glow Girls. We ended up winning for Best Ensemble of the Decade, Best Director of the Decade of Los Angeles. We won all these awards. Wow. So when I do something, and Lily Fryson, if you're watching, and they know I'm always up to something because they'll go, what are you up to? So what to expect? You have 3 nights. You have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and we wanted to make each night, it'll be the same formula, but there's going to be a different somebody or something going on. Nothing, and you know what, I could go totally off script, which is great because when you rent your own venue, you can do what you want.
Right.
So, but my thing is, can you just imagine walking into the court I think they call it the courtyard of the Zephyr Theater. It's a 50-year-old theater on Melrose Avenue. Wow. Walking in, you're hearing the beat of the music from Raw Meat, from Matilda the Hun. So you'll be hearing that. So we're going to get everything, get it hyped up, get it going. There's going to be Lady Bakes is going to be having some themed Matilda the Hun cupcakes. And so everything is going to be about Matilda the Hun. Now, I'm doing this with Robert Wen, who is my partner in this and one of my best friends. And there's a story wrapped around this. And a lot of the fans know that Matilda the Hun, she had been in a home for it was 3 years before she passed away. So a lot of the stories that we are going to tell is kind of it's our stories. It's our stories with a twist, and then some of the stories he has. It'll people will be so shocked to find out because she kind of she disappeared. And we tried to keep her connected during COVID, through Facebook and other ways. But it was tough. But Matilda, through the whole thing, she just had this spirit about her. So we want to bring that back and honor Matilda the Hun on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And I think her family's coming out, and which is even better. I have fans flying out from New York.
Nice.
Willie, and I have Jason Visage, who's coming out from Tennessee. So
nice.
Yeah, so I think Sylvester Bowler, I think he's coming too. So I have these fans that know when I put something together, and Robert Wynn, who is so creative, he just does everything. There's too much to list with him, but he's a teacher, a pastor, a producer. He used to work for Bette Midler. So you have me, you have Robert. You're going to have a good time.
It sounds like a great time. So after the production, after the weekend, can people watch it? Will it be on YouTube to watch, or will it not be, or that be one and done and no one can watch it?
We are filming it. And I'm going to let you know we are filming it. And I have David Navarro, not that one, but my good friend David Navarro, that's a producer, friend of mine, and a director, award-winning. He's actually doing the lighting and helping with the video. He did the memorial video for Matilda the Hun. He's uber talented, and he's going to make this show look good. He makes everything look good. So, I mean, so to have David and myself and Robert Wynn, and, it's going to be fun. So, yes, but people will be able to see it. And when they see it, Dave's going to edit it to where it's going to look, of course, very professional and fun, which it will be. There's going to be some really crazy moments there. I'm going to warn you.
All right. Well, when I in a few weeks, I'll have to touch base with you and see where I can find it.
Yeah. We'll let everybody know. To see it live will be different because I'm, like I said, I'm really notorious for pulling a lot of I don't know. I'm not going to call them pranks, but surprises.
Okay.
I like doing that. I like surprising people and the fans. So I'm looking forward to it.
So here's a fan from you. He says, "Hello, I've heard Roxy Astor elsewhere online. Great of your show to have her on. P.S. Shout out to Queenie. Love it.
Out to Queenie. Yes. That's my good friend. I missed her, and this is something I remember talking when she was not doing well at the end, and I said, you know what, Robert and I, we're gonna do something. So this has really been in the works. I'm going to say for years. It's to, how it is to, like with you in the podcast, to actually get up and do it and do the graphics and do everything. It's, it's tough, but once you do it, it's like, yeah, this is going to be great. So to pay homage to Queenie, I am very excited. And so is Robert to do this. And I think the fans will love it.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you doing that for the fans and stuff like that. Before we go any further, I need to pay respect to the Anawa family. Sika passed away this last week. I just think it'd be right to give our respects to Sika and his family and all the Wasamoans and those guys. So they paved the way for. They're amazing in wrestling. So I just thought it'd be right to do that. So to stay on stuff as well as there's something that I want to play for you. And I asked permission to play it, so I want to play it. It's a 21-second video clip, and then we'll talk about it. It's about one of my favorite video games growing up.
Okay.
But as I can see on the interwebs, it's been a while.
Oh, I have a lot of videos on the YouTubes.
You need to think beyond YouTube.
Oh, well, YouTube is global. Actually, it's galactic if you count satellite internet.
So, Space Invaders. I love it, man. I just.
I know my face is like, what am I looking at?
So I wanted to play the other clip, the one that there's all kinds of blocks and you're all over the place, it wasn't downloaded, so I figured I'd do that one. So talk to us
no,
about
that one worked. I was just kind of having fun with the editing. I'm like, oh, this looks cool with all the little blocks. I'm like, that's cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is a really fun project to work on. I can give you a little bit of backstory on that.
There you go. Go ahead.
Okay. So I even had to write a little bit down, but honestly, I think it was during COVID. I read the movie script of Space Invader and I fell in love with it. And I'm thinking, with the crap that's on TV right now, why isn't this on? Why isn't it out there? It's just something that's so unique, so different. So UFO Phil has actually been around for 20 years. If you Google him, you will see he's got videos. He's got a YouTube channel with, I think, over 5,000 subscribers. He's a bit of an icon. He is an icon. So I didn't realize that. And then it's funny because I was in this movie with him called the Heavy. That was actually with Eric Lee Huffman, and I didn't realize, like, oh my God, this is the guy. So I don't know what I'm supposed to say, but anyways, we'll go back to that. So talented guy, that's what I'm going to say. Phil Hill, who stars in it, very, very, very talented guy. And you have to go back and watch the first episode. It's with Madeline Wade. I don't know if you've heard of her. No. Very, very beautiful, funny actress. And you got to go back and watch the first episode. Right. And then you have my episode that's coming out, and let me see if I can get her name right. Essie Bale, Bale. She's in it. She's the one that's in the clip where she's kind of like my friend there that you see, kind of like the hippie type girl. Okay, so and then you have Laurel. Let me say it right, Laurel Haberman. But it's directed by Dave Navarro once again, and it's written by Eric Lee Huffman, and there's just a lot of talent. And so on this episode, you're gonna kind of see UFO Phil growing as a person, and the things that he's gonna get into, it's gonna be pretty interesting.
All right.
But if you like UFOs and aliens, are they out there? And like his tagline is, "Can you keep a secret?" Which I love. I'm not going to give too much away, but it's just, the writing is funny, and Dave Navarro he's an incredible director, and he lit the whole thing, and yelled at me the whole time that I was doing it, because I'm like, I'm a wrestler. I'm not an actress. He's like, you are an actress. I'm like, okay.
No, UFOs and my wife's thing. She's a big Doctor Who fan, so she's gotten me into the UFO-ish, sci-fi. I used to be not a sci-fi UFO type of guy, and it's just like,
well, so I think your wife might fall in love with UFO Phil, and I think he's available. I think
maybe.
You know what? Also, the theme song is it's for Coast to Coast AM out here, where they have millions of listeners, which is really kind of cool. So he sang who was that? The songs by UFO Phil. So he did the Coast to Coast. Yeah.
There you go.
I said Google him, and you can see he's got a YouTube channel, and you can see his earlier work, and it's a lot of fun. So much talent. And I'm looking forward to the next one, but I think this one's coming out this week. So,
all right, maybe I have to get a hold of him and have him on the show.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, he's very, very quiet beyond himself, but I think he might come on the show.
All right, well, let's talk to him.
I can't give too much away, but I think we can twist his arm, or at least I can. How about that?
There you go. That'll be great. That'll be great. So, how did you get involved in G.L.O.W, and was there a lot of training leading up to your first appearance in season 3? Was it 3 or 4 or something like that?
Yeah, I've been 3 and 4. And the thing is, though, I wish I could say it was as long thing that I paid my dues and I did this, but no, it was basically I tried out. And
Okay.
from what I found out, there was about 3,500 girls that were trying out.
Wow.
And yeah, if I would have known that, I think my nerves probably would have got the best of me, and I probably would have backed out. I don't know. Even right now, when I'm thinking about, oh my God, I'm going to be on stage in front of people talking about exactly what we're talking about. How did I get into Glow? But you know what? You get over it. It's kind of like, even getting into a wrestling ring. You kind of feed off the crowd and do all that. But once I got into it, and once I was actually there, and there was no way I was going to leave. I'm like, this is my place. This is where I want to be. And even after Glow, I wanted just to go out as Roxy Astor. That was it. Didn't want to go into WWF. Didn't want to do anything. Just wanted to do Glow.
There you go. So you had your fill of it. It was just done, and you're like, move on, let's go. So there's no.
Well, you know what? We were supposed to do a movie. So in that time, I had my son in 1989, and I was going to get back in shape so I could get ready for the movie, kind of like a Spice Girls type of very campy type of movie, which probably would have been a cult classic, and it would have been fun. But I waited, and it just never happened. And in the play that I produced, the Afterglow 80s musical experience, there's a scene where we get a phone call, and then you could see everybody answering the phone like, what do you mean? Because we didn't have computers. We just all kind of found out that Glow was canceled, and it was just kind of one by one, and it was through the phone. And then, but I kind of thought, no, it's going to come back. They're just going to regroup. It's going to, something's going to happen. But it just never did. And as I look back at it now, I'm glad it stopped where it did. Okay. I felt like it left a little bit of mystery. It left, I'm getting interviewed by you, and, it's just like, it's more of a mystery.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like we were there, we were popular. I mean, we were on Card Sharks and Family Feud. We were on Phil Donahue. We were everywhere, and it was just, it was very, very popular. We just kept popping up on every show. Everybody wanted us, and then poof, we're gone. Like that was it. We're gone.
But I love how you're keeping it alive with the Glow Afterglow, and what you're doing. I love the passion you have, and that's just honorable to have you on the show to continue whatever that was.
I have to say it's the fans that keep me going. If there was no interest, I wouldn't be doing this. I remember I was over at RuPaul's DragCon, and when this girl found out that we were the Glow Girls, she started crying. And she was screaming, and she was a younger girl, and I'm just looking at her like, wow. I think it's cool that you remember us. And so we were singing the rap with her, and it's the fans. It is all about the fans. Without them, we're just, oh, that's my show that just popped up. Barney keeps popping up on my TV.
Barney, okay. You have that repeat, right?
Barney, hold on. I'm taking you with me to shut Barney off.
You're not. This is nothing. Never happens.
Oh my God!
We're a huge pop wrestling podcast with Roxy Astor, and she's with Barney, and he's not.
No, Barney trying to make an appearance.
There you go.
No, awesome. Barney. Hey, do you see my Glow locker room right there?
I love that.
And do you see the fan hot seat?
I love that.
Yeah.
It makes me jealous, man.
I'm going to show you and anybody watching something very cool. Look at that jacket.
That's cool.
Uh-huh. So I was actually a fashion designer for a children's wear. And so everything I do, and I went to art school. So all this is like kind of like playtime, fun time to kind of, I actually made this door and did it all by hand.
Really?
Yeah. I watched a video and then just kind of screenshot and then just copied everything. And then also that too, back there.
Lass wants to see that jacket one more time. Where's that jacket at? They love the jacket.
They love the jacket. Okay. So this that's the front. So look at that. Look at that. So I kind of wanted to keep into the theme.
Yeah.
Hi, Les Muir. Don't be. Wait, can you see it, Les? Wait.
A little bit over.
Okay. Wait, that way.
Nope.
There.
Yep, right there. There you go.
The diamonds.
Nice.
And there. Story on that. I'm also a hairdresser. I spilled bleach on my Matilda the Hunt t-shirt, so I just cut it out, put it on a jacket.
Improvise.
Everything is improvised with me.
That's awesome.
There are no mistakes. Anything fixed.
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
So where did Roxy Astor come from? How'd that name originate?
Unfortunately, because that's going to be in my story. I wanted to be a bad girl, really, really bad. Like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted just to be a bad girl. And then, I don't know, Matt Simber had this whole vision that I was like a Rita Hayworth type of character. And the funny thing is, Rita Hayworth had this really pretty red hair, and I just had this dry hay on top of my head. It was like bleach and blonde. And so then I had to put some red in my hair and kind of turn myself into to Roxy Astor. And Astor comes from the very wealthy family in Park Avenue, New York. And you are a bad girl. Thanks, Les. You ought to know. Let's shoot some pool sometime. Okay. They're all afraid of me. Ping pong and pool. So it was just something, that Matt saw in us. And I didn't see it because, number one, I didn't have a lot of money. And number two, I don't think I knew how to write a check. And some of my matches were, I'm going to write a $10,000 check,
Right.
And I had nowhere to look, on the internet. I didn't know how do you look up rich? Like, how do you, I came from Auburn, Washington, a small little town. How do you become rich? How do you act rich?
Well, if you find out, let me know.
I can act it. Oh yeah, I can act it. And then my partner was Tiffany Mellon from Mellon Financial.
Okay.
So I think it was just kind of a play on words, like Mellon for her and Astor for me. So yeah, that was Matt Simber's, his mind.
Gotcha.
And the
when I talk to a lot of indie wrestlers, and I ask a question about backstage and stuff like that. What the vibes are backstage. But so I'm gonna kind of ask you a question. So about when you were doing filming with G.L.O.W. and what was the atmosphere backstage? Were they all there just ready to have fun, or was there friction, and what was the backstage like?
Okay, so we didn't film at the Riviera. We filmed at a big warehouse, and I can remember even like kind of pulling up and seeing lines were like out the door. They were like down the street. It was so packed. And when you see that, that gets you going, that gets you excited. So then we just had like one area where, I hate to tell you, fans, the good girls and the bad girls, they mingled. We only had, I think, one bathroom, and I know that I would only eat one apple before filming because I was afraid to get out there. Because we really didn't have a place, just had one bathroom with 30 girls. And so a lot of hairspray, a lot of glitter, a lot of Aquanet. We had Joanne, our makeup lady, putting on, I know Beastie, she had probably the most makeup. So I'm actually a hairdresser too, and I gave Beastie her mohawk. And I did Gremlina's hair, and I also did Stinky's hair. So I did some of the hair for G.L.O.W. besides that. So Roxy, do you still keep in touch? You know what? I don't, Steve. I've seen her on Facebook, but I think she's kind of a private person now. Not every G.L.O.W. girl wants to be out there. I'm out there because that's the fans. They keep wanting, to either go on the cruise or something. I'm just trying to, like you, I'm like escaping from, sometimes I hate to say, reality of life. And this is my fun. and this is my big play yard, and I want to play with everybody.
Absolutely. I remember watching, Glow, and I also, I was just thinking about this, roller derby. That was back in that era too, where the roller derby, the women of that then had the big hair, they had the glitz, all the glitter, all the,
Yep.
that was fun watching that. That was back. I tell our kids nowadays, they want the computers, they want the video games and everything else. I was like, no, you guys have missed out on a whole exciting generation that
Well,
we.
that Queenie, that name comes from her being in roller derby. I actually have her roller skates from roller
Really? Okay.
and I'm going to set up an exhibit with her roller skates, her Queen Kong belt.
Nice.
Son gave me, and I have some of her outfits. So I'm keeping her stuff just so either, one day it could either end up in a museum or something, but until then, gotta find. But I'm going to be bringing that on the weekend.
Awesome.
July 26th, 27th, and 28th, and they can see her actual roller skates from when she was in the roller derby. I think it's the Olympic Stadium in Los Angeles.
Okay.
But she was really good. Yeah.
Oh, they were fantastic.
Wrestling. She did the roller derby. She did she wrestled a bear.
Yep.
Wrestled a bear.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I wish, now you're making me jealous. I wish I could fly out there, but I only get 28 days off a year. So I have to.
Well, you got a lot of kids to take care of, a lot of kids that need you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have to audition? You said you had to audition, right, for Glow?
Yes.
And you were amongst 3,500 people, 3,500 ladies, and how many did they pick?
Well, my audition kind of went, I remember going to Sunset and going in, and I met with Matt Zipper and Rickless, who was the owner of the Riviera, and just going in there, and the audition didn't feel like, oh my gosh, I nailed it. It felt horrible, to be honest. It's just like, well, I didn't get that, and I walked out, and then I got the phone call a week later that I just had to get myself there. It's not like they paid for us to get there. And I think it was kind of like, I feel like they brought like 150 girls together, and they were seeing which ones were going to basically survive. So, you complained, you got hurt, you didn't like what they were doing, or you couldn't do it, out. It was just like that. So you had to be really, really tough and just, hang in there. And I was kind of one of those. I stood from the outside kind of watching and stayed away from all the clicks, and because that can get you in trouble too. So yeah, little by little, it was just like, I feel like it was 3,500, then there was maybe 600, then 150, and down to about 35, 40 girls.
Okay.
Yeah. And just really a lot of cool, fun characters. But I was bummed out because Matilda the Hun, she wasn't there in my season. Mount Fiji was.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So Les says, I've said this to Roxy before and other people. I was born and raised in the country where I live. I had 4 TV channels growing up. I never did get to see Glow during this run. I got wind of it through the talk show circuit. So
probably either Phil Donahue or Sally Jesse Raphael, I'm thinking. Yeah. Or Ross Schaefer. Yeah.
Now, you made reference to a bunch of phone calls, people on the phone call about at the end of it. So my question is, I read there was a lot of rumors out there about how the show ended. Can you give us your viewpoint on how the show, and set the record straight to deal with the rumors? How did it end? And did you guys get the phone calls, or was it just you showed up and it wasn't there? How did that end?
Well, I think mine was a different story. Because I know when I left, I left to go have my son. I was doing some roles when I was and I even did a skit where I was like a boxer, Roxy the boxer, and I was somewhere in Oxnard. And so I went to, I have my son. He was born September 30th, 1989. I think the girls actually went on tour. I'm hearing they went to Panama. They went to Hawaii. They were in Trump Towers. They were this, they were that. They were everywhere. So it still went on. And some of the girls even went to Japan. So, and I hear stories later on. It was just basically, I was ready to come back, and I thought it was going to come back. And I've heard different stories that Rickless was dating one of them, and Pia Zadora said, "You either stop that or you're out." And so he gave up Glow. Then I hear that it was a tax write-off. It started making too much money. And then I hear, so you keep hearing, do you get the right stories? No, but gosh, they're good stories.
Absolutely.
my story is I had left Glow to have my son to come back and do a film that would have been a blockbuster. It would have been big. It would have been something really cool. And Glow might have gone on. But you know what? And as I said before, I'm glad it ended where it did. I'm glad it did. And the fact that we're now connecting with a lot of the girls through Facebook and the fans was little by little, it was fun. I mean, that was like 12 years ago, when I first did a post on Facebook. So, it's been fun connecting. And we have to ask the fans about us. Like, they know more about us than we know about ourselves back then, which I think is kind of cool.
Yeah. So you felt pretty accomplished regardless of what the rumors are. That's awesome. And then Afterglow came. Yeah. And you're a big part of Afterglow. Can you walk us through that concept and what all that's about? And
I am the creator of the Afterglow.
Yep.
Okay, so I remember, we had the documentary, and it was really good to get the girls together. And I kind of felt like, okay, we have the documentary, it's great and everything, but now it's over. So, I don't own the rights to Glow, but everything we're doing now with the Glow Girls is Afterglow. Correct. So that's when I raised money through Kickstarter, raised $5,000, got 11 Glow Girls on stage. And I thought, okay, if I can do this and this takes off, I want to keep doing more things. And it was a hit. And that's where Matilda and I became really, really good friends. And I got to know her. And I'm like, I'm going to get her out. I'm going to get her to get out more. And because I knew she was living in Leisure World. So I was just trying to find really cool events and things for her. And I think I did the play for her. I really do. The Afterglow 80s musical. And I just wanted to keep her busy. And, when I saw her, in the wheelchair, but she was great in the documentary. I'm just like, there's so much life in her still. So everything I did, I would have Glow Netflix parties whenever there was a season that came out with Netflix. Right. What else do we do? I had her a book signing, and because her book is incredible. She wrote The Glamazon, My Life of Glitter, Guts and Glory. Wow. Great book about her life. And 4 Afterglow cruises with the fans, and Les Muir, he's been on the cruises. No less, I will not tell your secrets. And and the play. I mean, the play is something I'm really proud of. The play was something that I did because I was going to do a cruise, and then my mom had passed away, and I'm like, I got nothing to give, to go party at the cruise. I want to do something that's going to really mean something. And I think we just kind of, we got the Glow Girls, we got Dallas, and we got Sunny, and MTV, and Matilda, and myself, and just to get us on stage and kind of recreate. Then I actually had my daughter play a younger version of me.
Okay.
So she played Roxy Astor, and we had Charlene Ward, who played Matilda. And funny story on that one is, it's kind of hard to replace Matilda. And Matilda would go, she doesn't look anything like me. And I go, well, wait, I'm going to dye her hair, and I'm going to rat her hair out like that, and she's going to put on heels. And then Matilda was like, okay.
This is I was thinking this myself. Okay. Les has this. This is from Les. I was going to ask this.
Yeah.
You open a big can of worms, and how dare you name drop Les? What secrets? So, I mean, Fair question, right?
Les, come on. You know I can't do that to you. Les, we're good. We love each other. We know that. I cannot divulge secret. What stays on the cruises, or what happens on the cruises, stays on the cruise.
All right.
The next time we have a cruise, you got to go on it.
I must, I guess. Where do you guys cruise out of?
Oh my gosh. Well, we actually had a cruise right before COVID. It was, I remember talking to Dallas and we had like 60, 70 people going, and then people were getting sick. And I think we had it in April and February. Damn right. And Dallas was going, I don't think I want to go. I'm like, yeah, we're just gonna get, it's fine, because people get sick all the time on cruises. I made the call to go. I think it was like a month later. I'm like, you know what, everybody, I can't do this. I don't want the Afterglow name. And I don't want to hold on to anybody's money. And when we saw how serious things were getting, it was like, let's just do this when there's a better vibe, because there's something going on that none of us know what this is. And everybody got their money, which they were happy about. I said, don't let the cruise ship, don't let them hold on to your money. Just we'll regroup later. So, but the sad thing about it, we end up losing Angel. Angel was a Glow girl, and she passed away 3 weeks after Matilda the Hun did. Wow. And Angel was only, I think she was like 50 in her 50s, young. And it was just sudden. And the last cruise we did a pub crawl in honor of Angel. And her husband was there, and Debbie, who is Dallas. Don't put the two names together; she will kick your butt. Just only call her Debbie. And so we had
that's an old. I could come up with an old phrase.
Oh, I know you can, but I'm not letting you, because if I see her, she will probably kick my butt. So I'm not going to do that. So I kept it very small, and Les, you were there, and you were very good on the pub crawl list. You were very nice.
Very nice. That sounds a little cryptic to me.
Let's just say we had a great time, and it was led by Angel's husband and Bart, that is Debbie's husband. And Robert Wynn, I'm just gonna, this last, Robert Wynn had a great time. And Shorty, oh my God, Shorty was on the top. I don't know how old he is, but he's a ex-Marine or something. He fell down up on the top of the ship. Blood was everywhere. I'm giving him a tissue. He's telling me, leave me alone. I'm fine. And just crazy stuff. Everybody was okay. We all came back good. Nobody got sick. And we have very, very good memories and good stories. And I have to say, I am a pool shark and a ping pong player. And I just had the Glow fans just lined up, and I'm like, next. Nice.
It was a blast, she says. So.
We had a great time, and it was not about selling out. It was about the people that we went with, and it just had more meaning to me. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, Les knows I love him. He knows it.
That's awesome, man. So Afterglow, they won several major awards. I read up on. So can you talk about those?
Oh my! You know what is so weird is, okay. So Chris Carver, he's now in New York, directing Broadway and starring and all that. I approached Chris Carver through my friend Robert Wynn, who I'm doing the play with. And I said, I want to do a play with the Glow Girls on stage. So when I say I want to do something, I do it. And then I kind of get everything together. And then we had somebody help write it. And then Christopher Carver. And then we had to get the cast together, which were 5 younger girls and that. And so we had a very small budget. I would say less than $10,000. And we were on a Tuesday, Wednesday, and a Thursday. show. It was at the 1111 Theater. We thought it was a dress rehearsal. We didn't really know what it was.
Okay.
But I actually have footage of this too. Now, I'm not going to say it's the best footage, but it was great. We had Mary Kennedy from Shameless. She played Jackie Stallone, and Sheena Metal. She played Kitty. And Justin Root played Dave McClain. But so we had 5 original Glow Girls, and we got nominated. I got nominated for Best Actress, and so did Queenie. And her and I were laughing so hard because we're like, we can't act. I'm like, we're just being us. So, and then I did the hair, and I got nominated for that. But this is actually from Broadway World. In our category was Hamilton, Mamma Mia. Yeah. So we actually won for Best Ensemble of the Decade in Los Angeles, up against all these plays, and Christopher Carver, Best Director of the Decade. And awesome. We have no idea why. But once again, I'm going to say it's because of the fans. I think the fans just, really put us out there. I mean, you're not going to get a cast that's an original cast 38 years later. So I feel like Broadway World knew the uniqueness of this play. So that's why we got nominated. Yes, Sheena Metal. I did radio shows with her, and I asked her if she could play Aunt Kitty. Yeah, she was great. It's very, very, very funny. And we had a 4x4 wrestling ring, and it was Demi Lovato's ring that was in her music video, and there was real wrestling on stage.
Nice. Yeah. There you go.
So much.
So as a fellow podcast guy, I was intrigued to find out that you helped format a podcast called More Than Wrestling.
Oh, More Than a Wrestler. I actually was in a book, and it's called More Than a Wrestler.
Yeah, More Than a Wrestler, that's right.
Yeah. So if you read it, you can read about my life. And so I'm in this book with these very strong women, and then we did a podcast. And you know what? We got some really good interviews, but it should have gone further than what it did, because there were some really good interviews. You had Sunny, you had Nadine, who was Ashley Cartier, you had Royal Hawaiian. You had just really a Tulsa it's very rare to get an interview with Tulsa. So there was some good stuff. You know how things, you can pick up steam and then it stops. You know how
yeah, absolutely.
So, but my thing is, we got great interviews, and there was a song. There was even a rap song called More Than a Wrestler. And so, I mean, that was kind of cool. So either way, it's out there. It looks good. The interviews are great.
Awesome. I love talking. This is, like I said, it started as a hobby. Now it's like a passion of mine, and it's an escape from reality. So any feedback from you would be great. So on that note, but I just thought it was a cool little concept that I wanted to throw in there. So, like I said before, I got to get this guy in here before he blows me up. Adrian Whisper, who's in the house. He is the promoter of Extreme Impact Wrestling, XIW, here in Panama City Beach.
Hi, Adrian.
He is his promotion. You mentioned indie wrestling. His promotion is the one that 2 years ago got me hooked on indie wrestling. I'd rather watch indie wrestling all day long.
Me too.
Than watching AEW, WWE, TNA, ROH, you name it, whatever.
Yes.
Because they put it out there, and they put their life on the line, their body's on the line, and they perform, and you're like right there. And it's almost like, oh my God, you get involved in their lives, their stories, and
honestly, I'm such a fan of indie wrestling. I like, if there's a show, around here, or I will go. So no, I love indie wrestling. The wrestlers are amazing.
Absolutely. So this is called Kids Question. Of course, I work with foster kids, so we eat dinner together, and they say, "What are you doing today, Mr. Scott?" So I tell them, and so they have all these questions that they love to ask. Cool. Simple, easy, quick questions. What's your favorite food?
Tapioca pudding.
Never heard that. Okay, that's. Now I'm dumbfounded because I was like,
I'm just like, what am I craving right now? Yeah. I'm like, wait, I'm sounding old. Oh, pizza. Here you go.
there you go, there you go. Segue to the next question. Does pineapple belong on pizza? Does pineapple belong on your pizza?
What? Are you kidding? What?
No.
You know what? That's a question for Royal Hawaiian.
What's your
Pineapple belongs, and this is something in my thing that belongs in a can under my bed when I was a teenager.
There you go. They don't like that. Favorite book?
I gotta say, Queenie's Glamazon, My Life of Glitter, Guts, and Glory. I read the whole thing in one day, and I got to know her through that. So,
all right. Favorite TV show?
Gosh, like Glow.
Okay. Whoa. How dare you not say that?
Glow, yeah.
Oh, favorite movie?
Oh, one that's such a it's sad. The Notebook.
Okay.
The Notebook.
Here's your time to plug. Favorite Broadway hit? Favorite Broadway production?
The Afterglow 80s musical experience.
Check it out. Do you have any favorite sports teams?
You know what? I'm an MMA, and I love boxing. That's my thing. Yeah, I just like the old school MMA. Like I took my son to go see Tito Ortiz, in Vegas, and that's what I love. I'm not really into sports. That's why I'd rather go watch indie wrestling.
Right.
I like things like that. That's like individual. Yeah.
So do you think Jake Paul's going to beat Mike Tyson?
You know what? This is an argument that keeps coming back up in our house between, I don't know if you know, my boyfriend is two-time world champion kickboxer Dan Magnus.
Okay.
And so him and we always go, it's fixed. Oh, wait, it's not fixed. Wait, I hope he kicks his butt. And to me, that's what I'm saying. Like with boxing, back in the day with Sugar Ray and all that. In fact, Dan even fought Sugar Ray. That was boxing. That was boxing. Now it's kind of like anything with Jake's name. I don't believe. And I'm gonna use a wrestling term. I feel like it's a work. That's what I feel like. I feel like, and I just read something or saw something on TV where Mike Tyson was suing Jake Paul. But then again, is that a work? I don't know.
Sure.
But it got our attention. Because we're talking about it now. So
absolutely. No, and I agree with your boyfriend. I used to watch. I can remember when years and years ago, my dad and I would watch Wild World of Sports. And it had Leon Spinks on it.
Yep.
Sugar Ray Leonard, Frazier,
yeah.
Muhammad Ali, all those guys, and it was like a Sunday afternoon thing where you were like invested because you're like, oh my God, and now it's like you said, I use a pun from professional wrestling. It's a work. It almost feels like these big events that they throw at us, like the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, is definitely that.
To be honest, though, because I was really, really into like Holly Holmes. She was a UFC fighter, great fighter, and I saw her live, and I saw Ronda Rousey, and great fighters, and I love that sport. And then I was really disappointed when I saw, and I know, it's money and all that, when Ronda Rousey went over to WWE. I'm like, now you're kind of mixing the two, which, I didn't really like. And then you have Jake Paul or his brother, one of them, are in WWE now. Okay, I'm going to turn that channel off. I'd rather go see an indie show.
Yep, absolutely.
I don't want to see all that. I'm good.
Right.
And let's say, with this Mike Tyson and this fight, is it really going to happen? Is it happening? I don't even know. Do you know?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
It got postponed for some dumb reason. Now I don't know.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Logan Paul reminder is the current Thanks for making my day, Steve. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Yeah, I'm sure Logan's thrilled about that.
Absolutely. So we talk about Glow and we talk about WoW. Do you see a lot of similarities from what you went through in WoW when you watch WoW, or is it another level? And how do you feel about the evolution of from when you were in it to now?
Well, when I'm looking at WoW and I've seen live tapings, I would see some shows that were really, really good. And then I'd see shows that I'm like, boy, they're going to have to edit this out, which I'm sure that happened in Glow, because it wasn't like a live thing and they had to edit something out. I feel like that the ring is too small in WoW because some of these girls are, a little bit bigger. Great characters, fun color. I like this one. They have some of the old names from Glow. I think Chainsaw and Spike and some of the old characters that David McLean, I think he created back in Glow that he brought back in WoW. So like I said, I think the Glow fans and the WoW fans are happy. So, there's something for everybody. You got WoW, you got AEW, you got WWE,
Yep.
And you got your indie shows.
Hands down. I'd rather pay $20 five times a month than.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
We're coming to the hour close to the show. Can you tell me what is your favorite memory of your Glow experience and your afterglows? What is the biggest memory that stands out for Roxy Astor?
Well, I'm going to say in Glow, I'm going to break that up. Okay. I remember we were at Laughlin and it was just something. It's one of those experiences you have that it's just that feeling you get, right? So we were doing this live show and I was wrestling Beastie and we had it, to where I was going to do a sunset flip over the top rope. But we did this countdown and anything could have happened. Anything could have screwed up anything. But how it turned out was it was a countdown to where I walked out of the ring. I came back in. They were counting down to the last minute. I jumped on the apron and I flew over the top rope and I pinned Beastie into a move that everybody, they jumped out of their seats. It was the craziest thing. And then she broke out of it and the crowd went wild. It was like I said, it's just anything could have happened, but that was probably my favorite moment. And it was a live show, which,
Awesome.
I don't think that one was recorded. Now for Afterglow, I mean, besides, being with the fans on the cruises and really getting to know and be friends with them, I kind of think of them, like Les Muir, like family, we're this group of people that, we kind of check on everybody. And, we lost Diana Prince, was a good fan and a friend, and I would talk to her and she was in the hospital and then, she passed away. So we're really involved in their lives. But I think the most important thing, or the memory that I have best, was when Matilda the Hun was on stage. It was the last show and her son showed up and she was just so excited. But that night she was sick. She was not feeling good for I could tell. And we were just trying to, cheer her up, but she got a picture. And then just to have her son see her like that, like one last time. And then after that, she got really sick and ended up in the hospital. So that was really like her performance. And we were going to do the play again, but it just quite wasn't the same without her. And then when we won the award, Robert Wen and we actually went into to the hospital. We brought, hey, look, we won. So it is just like, she was very excited. She wants Matilda. She wants a movie of her life. And that's something that could happen. A Matilda the Hun movie. And David Navarro, you have to direct it. And actually it. So there's something in the works there too. So, I'm just going to keep going and keep having fun with it.
Awesome. So is there glow rewinding or glowing rewind? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
About glowing
So,
rewind. I've seen that. I'm like, all right, I gotta ask.
well, I got so much going on, right?
You
Space
do.
Invaders.
What an amazing lady that you are with a busy woman. I mean, your boyfriend must not even get any time with you.
I don't even see him. I shove him in the other room. I also have a lot of animals too that, and I also rescue and help rescue with animals too.
Yeah.
So one's very close to me. So wait, what were we talking about?
Glowing rewind.
Oh, glowing rewind. Okay, so I did this, and I'm not going to give too much away, but I did this podcast with this gentleman from Australia, and who's very, very funny. And he reached out to me and asked if I wanted to do something, reactions, and talk about the videos of Glow.
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, because I don't think that's been done. So I have kind of a quick, witty mind, and you never know. But I'm also going to react as a Glow fan, which I was, and as Roxy Astor. So you might get a few reactions from me. So we're going to watch some Glow matches together.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome.
He's funny. He's quick. He's, when he brought that to me, I'm like, yeah, let's do this. Why not? Right?
Why
And
not?
I found out that the Melrose Place, they're doing the same thing. They're doing Melrose Rewind, and they're talk about it. Mm-hmm.
I have a vision in my head that I have a bunch of promotions that I'm dealing with. When XIW, I go there live. I do a live show from the events. But there's other promotions in Florida and over in Texas, Oklahoma, that I've reached out to that I'd like to take their events and do a watch along or rewind, as you would put it, and do a reaction to theirs, because everybody and their brother is doing reaction shows to WWE, Raw, SmackDown, pay-per-views, whatever, and I'm not everybody. I want to support our indie wrestlers. I want to support ladies like you, and you're got what you've done. So my thing for a Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast is to give you guys their platform. So if I can reach out to them, let me take their footage and do a reaction, so I can get it to more people. That's a vision that I have. It's in the plans. It's in the works.
Well, I mean, the cool thing about it is that you do have a Glow girl that is going to be giving reactions to a show that was 38 years ago.
Yes.
Maybe we can get your reaction.
Maybe. I'd love to do that. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome.
I watched some of the reaction videos, and I'm like trying to go, okay, how do you do this? And I just see people going, and I'm like, wait, no, you gotta kind of talk about it, and a lot of it, like I wasn't there season 1 and 2, but even as a Glow fan, I talk to the TV. I don't know if you do. I'm always talking to the TV. It doesn't answer me back, don't worry. So I'm always giving reactions. Always.
Absolutely. 100%. My biggest thing about reaction people that do the WWE stuff, there's so much dirt sheets out there now about WWE, what's going to happen, and I'd like a realistic reaction, or then you start talking about not these over the oh my God, I didn't believe that. Yeah, you did. You knew what was happening. You knew that Jey Uso wasn't going to win the Money in the Bank and blah 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 blah.
Right.
That's my opinion on reaction people, but I feel that if I can do that with indie shows, even some Glow Girl shows, that'd be awesome to be part of.
I think that could happen.
There you go. So
that could be a huge pop.
It could. There you go. What a plug.
We need a huge pop.
Huge pop, yes. So, Miss Roxy Astor, it's been a pleasure to be speaking with you.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing your stories of the Glow Girls, Afterglow, Matilda the Han, Space Invaders.
It is coming out this week.
Yes.
Hill, directed by David Navarro. And you will see me in my, if you want to call it, an acting debut.
It's a pleasure. It was a pleasure laughing. I was hoping that's what it was going to turn out to be. Yay, Roxy. Yay.
Yay, Les.
So, no, but I'm going to play an exit song. Please don't go nowhere. I'd like to speak to you down in the room.
Okay.
But yeah, it was a pleasure. Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast fans. That's Roxy Astor, part of the G.L.O.W Girls, part of G.L.O.W episode 3 and 4. Matilda Hunt, 26th, 27th, 20th, or 25th, 26th, and 27th of July. Mm-hmm. And then we have Afterglow. Check that out. That's coming soon. And Space Invaders this weekend, starring yours truly, Roxy Astor. And again, thanks you guys for watching. Whoever's on there still, hit the subscribe button, the follow button on the YouTube channel and the Facebook page. Allow us to grow. And again, it's always Huge Pop Wrestling Podcast for life.
All my dogs, make some noise up in this house.
Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the grind. Cause when your body hits the canvas, then your head is knocked out. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the grind. Cause when your body hits the canvas, then your head is knocked out.
Fight with Adrian Whisper is like a fight with the devil, because when he's dealing with you, you cannot get on this level.
Fight with Adrian Whisper, it's like a fight with a king. It's like a fight with an army, they got the tanks and everything.
He's leaving bruises and stitches, possibly leaving you crippled, cause when he sets up the table and sends you straight through the middle.
Six sadistic free, beat that ass with a light bulb. Leave a piece of glass embedded in the back of your skull. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the ground. Cause when your body hits the canvas, then your ass is knocked out. Who is in the house? Who is in the house? It's the gangster of destruction, so you know what's going down. And when the drive-by's coming, then you better hit the ground. Cause when your body hits the canvas, then your ass is knocked out.